Okay, welcome to the Troy Planning Commission meeting for March 23rd. Please call the roll.
Mr. Peppers.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Mr. Wolke.
Here.
Mr. Titterington.
Here.
Mr. McGarry.
Here.
Mrs. Mahan.
Here.
Mr. Forst.
Here.
Okay, we have before us the minutes of the meeting of March 9, 2016. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes?
Move it to be approved.
Motions or support for the motion?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wolke. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They stand approved. Okay, first matter to come before the commission is the Historic District application of 111 North Mulberry Street. Does staff have a report?
We do.
Go ahead.
The applicant has come forward to request review and removal and repair of concrete items at this location on North Mulberry. As you can see from the site plan that's been provided, hopefully it makes some type of sense to you on what's going to be done. They're going to remove some sections of concrete. Once that concrete has been removed, it will become green space. And they don't have to have the approval for removing and replacing the concrete steps, but we did include that because that is part of the scope of the permit that was applied for. Everything is included with your packet. If you do have questions, staff does recommend approval on these exterior alterations. They are in compliance with the historic district and they will not detract from the same.
Staff, any questions for staff? I've got one. The removal of concrete right next to that brick wall is not going to deteriorate the brick wall.
Not to my knowledge, no. Star City Concrete is going to be performing this work, and we do have a representative from that company in the audience if you so wish to ask questions.
You've taken a look at it. It's okay. You'll be able to get it out of there without damaging the brick wall.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's already concrete bad.
Okay.
We'll basically just sweeping it out. But I did want to add.
Why don't you come on up and talk into the microphone, if you don't mind. Give us your name and address, please, sir.
Adam McNamara, 1791 Ashley Drive, Landisburg, Ohio.
Thank you.
Representing Star City Concrete. The section of driveway that's in the back there, we're not removing the whole driveway. We're basically cutting it in half and turning the really bad section back to dirt, sod, if you will. The stairs are basically on the front of the property are going to be taken out and reinstalled just as they were, only they're going to be level because right now they're out of code. Mm-hmm. And then we also need to add a retaining wall to the front of the building. That was not in the permit, but I have pictures of what we're going to be doing on that front if you guys want to see it. The building's foundation is sitting on both rock and CMU or concrete block. So that front looks hideous as a word. I mean, it's out of, it needs tuck pointed and it also needs to be stucco. So one of our proposals to the homeowner was to put in a retaining wall 24 inches above the sidewalk, okay? And then we'll put like a flower bed in there, and then we're going to stucco the remaining part that's above that the public would see. So that will all be concrete color, natural stone color, and that was the only issue, or that's why I showed up here to kind of give you guys a heads up on.
Good, thank you. Jane, is the retaining wall going to require any planning commission action? Will the application be?
That would be up to you, whether you wanted to proceed forward. I mean, we would need to amend our site plan that's been received for the permit application to note that and have engineering take a look to make sure they're satisfied with that.
Because right now the permit does not include.
Right.
Correct.
That is something that needs to be approved by the planning commission.
That's correct.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, we didn't know. I didn't know if it fell under landscaping versus construction.
How far away from the house is the retaining wall going to be?
It is
Did you say
three.
you have a picture of it, or
Yeah, I have a drawing here. It's who's looking? All right. So this is what the wall's going to look like. It's basically a natural stone with a cap. It's going to be 24 inches, so it's basically seating height. And then this is the This is the street, and it's going to come out 4 feet, go down 36 feet, and come back. So what we're trying to cover up is this. It's kind of shaded, but you got both block, rock, all kinds of mess in there.
Well, you're calling it a retaining wall, but what is it retaining? It looks like it's just going to be a fence.
See, well, he wants a flag bed, Brian. We're going to see the sidewalk. We're going to fill all that with topsoil.
How much area is going to be filled? Are you putting
We
it in
have
the
a-
front yard, or is it 2 or 3 feet deep, or what?
It's 4 feet from the corner of the house to the sidewalk. We're going to put the wall along the sidewalk.
24 inches tall. And so how much fill is going to be, I mean, are they going to fill that all the way up to 24? Or
Yeah, yeah.
all 24 inches is going to be filled with topsoil?
Yeah, maybe, short 4 inches or 5 inches for plants and whatnot.
I'm not
But,
real fond of these last second things.
No.
Well, I'm just thinking that we got to go back to staff and have that. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big deal, maybe not. But engineering really ought to take a look at that.
Did you have anything else, sir?
Oh, he's got the book. Yeah, the wall has an engineering plan. It's, basically peg and we fill it in with pea gravel as we build it. They're got in the cells. So, I mean, it's pretty standard.
This looks to be something similar to what we have on North Market when North Market Street was redone, and there are some yards that have retaining walls. This would be something that we would definitely want to have the site plan looked at by engineering to make sure they have no issue with that. If the commission chooses to move forward with a contingency that is passed, or table this to the next meeting so we can have engineering review this and then get back at that time, that would be your pleasure.
I'll make a
We
motion
can
to table
table
this until
condition.
the staff has had an opportunity to review it.
Mr. Wilkie, what'd you say?
This is a tabling motion until staff's had the opportunity to review the changes.
So there's a motion to table.
I second that with the request that we have a drawing, a modified drawing to show exactly where and what it would look like as much as we can.
We would want that for engineering's review, for that as well.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to table the matter until the next meeting. Please call the roll.
Mr. Capper?
No.
Mayor?
If I say yes, it means we're tabling, right?
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Mr. Walkie?
Yes.
Okay, the matter's tabled. It'll be at the
Yes.
next meeting. I'm sorry. That's your fault. I thought we were going right down. I cut Valerie off.
Maybe I blinked there.
Register. So if you'll get with,
It shouldn't be a big deal.
sir, could you answer
Before you
answer one more
leave,
question? Before you leave?
As you shared that, the retaining wall would not be butt up to the sidewalk area. It's part of the structure, right? It would be out.
Well, it's loose block. So we dig out, you've got the sidewalk here. We dig along there, put in a 10-inch
So it is
gravel.
this-
All the way to the sidewalk.
Yeah, I need to see.
Yeah, it would butt up to the sidewalk, and it would also butt up to the house.
Okay, yeah. Okay. That's why I thought.
Sure.
And get with Wayne afterwards, and we'll take a look at it next meeting. Thank you. Okay, next matter on the agenda is Historic District application of 120 West Main Street. Staff has a report.
Yes, we do. The applicant is Ken Thompson of Select Signs. The business owner is Gudorf Law Firm. They are proposing, I shouldn't say proposing, they have installed a sign located at 120 West Main Street. Actually, just to note that occupancy of the building was taken prior to receiving a permit. Installation of the sign was made prior to receiving a permit. We've now received both permits, and fees were doubled for those.
So there is a penalty for going ahead and going
Yes.
forward without.
Yes. The signs consist of a wall sign of 13.5 square feet, one window sign at 10 square feet, two window signs at 8 square feet, and a door sign at 1.5 square feet. The colors of the wall sign will be the listed colors there: blue, warm, gray, and white with the corresponding numbers. The material of the wall sign is dye bond with acrylic lettering, and then the window and door signs, I have glass etching. I need to make a correction to say that that is actually white vinyl on all the window signs also.
It looks like glass.
It looks like glass etching, but it's actually white vinyl. And staff does recommend the approval of the proposed signs based on they do fit in with the historic character of the district, with the note that in the future, should Select Signs choose to install signs in the city, that they please get permits prior to installation.
And you've notified them already of that?
Yes.
All right, any questions from staff?
Move for approval.
Motion to approve and support for the motion. Okay, any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Powers?
Yes?
Mayor?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Ford?
Yes.
Okay, seeing no other matters on the agenda, oh, that's right, you guys said you had something, so what else do you have?
I've handed out another applicant for historic review that you have in front of you. Kimberly Yardley, owner and applicant, looking for historic review to replace the asphalt shingle roof that they're building at 24 North Market. I have included photos in the back of that packet, and to give you an idea of where the building is, it's the southwest corner of North Market and Water. They want to replace the current asphalt shingles with the new IKO dimensional shingle in the color of driftwood, which you have a sample thereof. I guess from reason why we got this in and got this under is because there are some issues with some leaks, and they're wanting to get in as quickly as possible to get the work completed. Application's been reviewed for compliance with all requirements. Staff does recommend approval. We have asphalt shingles throughout the remainder of the historic district in different areas, and they're commonly used in the district. We had a similar proposal that was passed for this for the building directly north for Mr. Murray about a year or so ago, and that was basically what he did on that building.
Commission have any questions of staff?
I have one question.
Mr. McGarry?
There, on the last page, there's showing a sign with dimensions, Yardley Building.
That was an old stock photo that we had in the file.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with this particular item. That just shows a small portion of the back part of the building's roof.
Great, okay. Yeah, because I thought that was already on there. That's
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mr. Titterton?
Couple of questions, maybe concerns. As I look at the second to last page, the picture there, is the current roof like a dark green?
Yes.
Okay, and so they want to go from a dark green to the black.
Driftwood as it's called.
Okay, and we're not concerned about that because we do have a building that's distinctive. Secondly, from my recollection, as well as looking at this roof here is not your standard asphalt. It's got the diamond, the larger diamond pattern, if you will.
Different pattern, yes.
And so we're not concerned that we're changing the aesthetics in both ways when we're changing from the design and the color to something that's standard like you see in any residential roof.
Well, there's several things we looked at. Tim is here as well to answer any questions. One, there's actually multiple roofs on this building, I guess, styles, because the front shows that triangular diamond pattern. The back is just, I believe it's regular asphalt shingles. So in the back, so they're different colors now. So for us, we saw a building with two different styles of roofing being brought into one style of roofing consistent throughout.
And yet the style that you're recommending is the less distinctive style from the back of the building and not the distinctive
style
style from the front of the building.
That's correct.
Everybody is going to see from the
And when we looked at the
front
OHI,
elevation on North Market Street in our historic downtown.
when we looked at the OHI forms, there was no mentioning of the roof on that form either as an important feature on the building.
This is an aesthetic review, and so this is our downtown historic district,
That's correct.
Mr.
Yeah.
Davis.
It is.
One other thing to note
I
is,
just want to mention, rather than in the back, they're just the 3-tab shingles.
Yes.
In the front, we have the diamond stuff.
Yes.
I think this is kind of in the middle. What did you call this?
they're dimensional.
Dimensional shingles, which kind of look like they are overlap. They have a pattern to them.
Well, they look like a slate type
Yes,
of,
and
which
they're
is
much
actually
more,
probably
much more durable.
Right. And I think, very frankly, they look nicer than what you have in the back anyway,
Yeah,
which is the
And
3-tabs.
and adjacent to the building, which is where the barber shop is, that's basically what he currently has, is that style of shingle on his roof. As you can see in the photo, they butt up to each other.
you know, actually those the triangular tabs are actually a woven type roof that's basically rated for higher winds. It probably isn't anywhere near what it should look like historically anyway. These are relatively new, you know, as far as generations. So the slate will probably look a lot better.
Okay, the applicant's here. Tim, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm Kim Yardley, the building owners, Efficacy Enterprises, that I'm a member of. Actually, it is the diamond shape that we're having trouble with it leaking around the chimney. And we've tried to resolve the issue on several occasions, and it seemed that as when we had the tornado warning, like a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, yesterday I think, it's just not working. And so it's time to make it, with integrity, look really good. When you come over the bridge of Market Street, you see basically it's all kind of patched. There's a big tarp on there. We're doing what we can do to prevent it from leaking inside, but it really needs just to be ripped off. The shakes need to be gone, and with integrity, it needs to go to one roof system, is what I'm being told from 3 estimates from roofers that I have present.
Any other questions of Kim? Thank you very much. Any other questions of staff? Does the commission want to take any action?
Move for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And there's support for the motion. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Capper?
Yes?
Mayor?
Yes.
Mr. Wolke?
Yes.
Mr. Barrington?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forrest?
Yes.
Approved. Okay, you've got a 4th item.
The only other item we have chapters 2 and 3 from the comprehensive plan that includes updates. The updates are done in red. These are being distributed for you to peruse at your leisure, and then possibly have discussion upon those at future meetings.
Okay.
And there are, when you read through it, you'll notice there's some formatting errors. We weren't so in the detail as much as we are with the language because the whole document will have to be reformatted to match anyway. So just wanted to point that out to your attention.
So do we point those out to you at the next meeting or not?
You can, we're aware of most of them, but it doesn't hurt.
All right.
I haven't looked at this, but is the changes, is there noted changes somewhere? I haven't. Oh.
Yeah, they're
I
all
haven't looked at it yet, so
they're all highlighted in red. A lot of the
that
information
helps me.
we worked with MVRPC to get the information with the latest census info.
Okay.
So a lot of the graphs and charts have been altered.
Okay. Reviewing our comprehensive plan is a comprehensive task. It should be taken over a little bit at a time, of course. I'm going to ask you all to go ahead and read this and read the changes before our next meeting so that we can discuss those in detail. Valerie, I want to ask you to put not only the matter that it's been tabled, if they come back with another application, but also add this to our agenda for the next meeting for the review of chapters 2 and 3. Okay? Anything else you want to bring before the commission?
Was there a chapter 1 that we haven't seen, or?
Yeah, we waited for the chapter 1 because it will make more sense towards the end once the rest of the chapters are updated with the information it entails.
It's always good to begin at the beginning unless it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I had a math teacher in college that did that. Started at chapter 15.
Anything else to come before the commission?
Yeah, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
on the item that we just reviewed and passed, a little concerned that we got this at the last minute.
We did receive this yesterday.
That's okay. I'm not saying that you held it for 2 weeks, but I guess my only concern, I appreciate Mr. McGarry's clarification that this will look better than maybe I thought it would. And so that's why I didn't have a problem with approving it. You know, I still did have a concern about the color and the fact that if it's the same as the barbershop next to it, if both buildings would have been done at the same time and it would have been a smooth transition from one to the other, that's one thing. But the fact that now you will probably see a seam between the two buildings, they'll both be the same color. I think that doesn't look as good as it might have with the other 10 colors that are on the back of this sheet. And so I would have liked to have had a little more time to digest this and maybe have a better conversation about it. So, you know, I appreciate that we do not want to hold up people as they come forward with permits, and we want to keep things going. But I think in this case, I would have liked to have a little more time.
Point's well taken, I think, because of the emergency nature of the item and leaking roofs, things like that.
I understand the leaking.
Any other comments of Commission? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
The motion, is there support for the motion?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.